New Babylon. I thank you all for being present in this moment. As it may not be particularly pleasant, the subjects we must delve into, it is necessary for the furthering and strengthening of we as a community, and we who hold ourselves to high standards, as lofty as the red-tailed hawk's wing. 4 individuals will be called forth and have judgment weighed upon them on this day. My fellow Babylonians, I do hope you keep an open and steeled mind for the questions that are about to be laid forth today. One by one, each of the accused shall be brought forth, given an opportunity to say their piece, questioned, witnesses welcome to call forth, and then following that, deliberations and rendering of the verdict. The first of the accused, Clark Mason. Could you please approach the stage?
Clark Mason, you are found in violation of the Codex. This violation is I will respect the leadership and order of New Babylon.
Clark, what say you to this claim that you have violated the section of the Codex?
After my outburst here towards the Marduk, I was then whisked away by the Sheriff's Department to their office. I continued to hear the words of the Marduk and others on this microphone that you're speaking on now. I was angry, emotional, upset. But this one, I believe, is when I said, fuck the Marduk, while I was at the Sheriff's Department. Like I said, it was out of emotion and out of anger, but I said it. So, my opinion, I'm guilty.
We thank you for being so straightforward with us, Clark. Are there any in the crowd at this current moment that wish to speak in support or against what Clark has said here?
I'd like to say one more thing if no one else is going to say anything.
Please do.
Like I said, it was out of emotion. It was out of anger. Do I feel that way now? No. Did I feel the way at the time? Yes. Enough to even say it out loud. Not just thinking. But, I hold no weight for what the Marduk did or said from before to this day. It was an outburst of mine. And I apologize for it.
We here appreciate the maturity in your admittance. Do either of the judges, the weighty scales on either side of me, have any questions to bring forth?
I have none. I think he explained himself properly.
Luciano DiCenzo, please approach the stage. You stand here accused. I do ask Warden Harry B. to read aloud what you are being charged with on this day.
Same charges, Regent. Same situation, too.
Thank you, Warden. Same charges as was levied against Clark Mason. Please speak.
I believe this has to do with me not following the orders of the Marduk when he ordered me to run 10 laps around New Babylon. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes, at the time I was recovering from my injuries, but I understand it was an order that was given. An order that should have been followed.
Luciano, can you describe what transpired between you and the Marduk after you did run the initial 10 laps?
I came back to the range. I believe the Marduk gave me an order to run 5 additional laps after some words were said here by others. And I said that I would not be running the 5 laps. I told the Marduk that he should run the 5 laps. I ended up not following his command.
Per the Codex, what do you understand about respecting hierarchy in New Babylon?
Hierarchy should not be questioned.
Is there any individuals here in New Babylon that have questions for Luciano or any statements to be made about the situation?
I admit I do not have the full context of the relationships at play here. I must admit, what I have seen so far is two men empowered by their emotions. And what is New Babylon, if not those who would stand up for themselves against a society that would see them oppressed? Are their actions truly guilty, or are they merely actualizing?
This goes for Luciano and Clark. I think they learned their lessons that day because we were under crisis and I was put in charge. They did not question what I asked of them at all. And I didn't have an issue out of both of them. They followed my orders as given.
Luciano, is there anything else that you would like to be known on your search, these accusations?
Not at this time, no.
Alfonso Sebastian, the third of our accused. Will you please approach the stage at this moment?
I just want to say before I read these charges, Babylonians, hear me now that these men they are currently innocent. They are innocent until proven guilty. So everything that I'm about to say is alleged. But Fonz, the sheriff's department finds you in violation of these two codex breaks. I shall not commit nor conspire to commit any harm towards any Babylonian institution or New Babylon itself, and I shall not commit nor conspire to commit any harm or injury to any Babylonian. These are the charges that you have allegedly broken in the Codex.
What say you about these charges as they have been levied?
Me? I never set out to harm Babylon. Everything I have done up to this point was for Babylon. I've always made plans to keep this place strong. And sometimes the plans do backfire. I did not act out of selfishness, greed, or some sort of betrayal to New Babylon. I acted because I believe Babylon deserves more. And I'll do everything I can to make this place better for everybody. Even if it means I have to sacrifice my life for it. Me and the Marduk came up with a plan to test security. To make sure that everybody stays on their toes, because the outside enemy could be much, much, much more brutal and ruthless than anything we have ever seen before. If you want to call me guilty, then you can call defending Babylon a crime as well. Because all I care is about protecting this place and making it better. I'm willing to face whatever consequences, whatever accountability you think is best. I will do what is needed for New Babylon.
We thank you, Alfonso. For your words are quite moving. Sheriff.
Saab, are you standing here today admitting that you were in that tank?
I was.
Oh, shit.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, shit.
Okay, per the Codex, what is your understanding about committing harm to Babylon and its Babylonians?
That means you must put Babylon first. But how do you do that? Is you test your gates. You test your people to make sure they're ready. Everything I do is for strength and survival of New Babylon. That's all I care about. That's where my intention comes from. That's my understanding of the Codex.
Who else was involved with this act?
It was myself and the Marduk.
Oh heavens!
Holy shit!
Book idea.
What do you think our appropriate action would have been to stop a tank? Why a tank? What was that? What was that going to teach us?
How to deal with something that is bigger than you and stronger than you. Something that maybe that is not you can face head on. You must think of a plan, maybe retreat, maybe think about survival.
I'll say this. Hold on, yeah. I'll say this. All we have is muskets and revolvers and the vehicles that are not prepared to go against tanks. What did you expect? What did you expect?
Well, I expected to see how the people react. Would they, fall back, come up with a plan, think about evacuation? You're going to deal with some threats that are much more ruthless and stronger than you are. And that is a reality of New Babylon. People want to see us fall. And if we're not prepared for any possibilities, we will die soon and this place will crumble.
Are there other places around the city, other turfs, other territories getting hit with tanks? Alfonso tanks?
No, but there is a reason why New Babylon is. People do not want New Babylon to thrive, and they'll do everything they can to take it down. I mean, you've seen Apache helicopters. Earlier, we had 6 of them come up here.
I know on my first day here, I was bombed.
You were not here for that.
I was not, yes. But I'm saying that
Who's to say you weren't in those attack helicopters? At this
because
point,
I'm not lying to you. But
Whoa. No,
I have no reason to hide.
Hold on. I will not stand here as warden. This trial will not be derailed. Keep the speculation at a minimum. I will not ask you again.
yes, sir.
Please continue. I feel you should. Fons should be able to keep giving his recount as he sees fit.
My apologies.
We appreciate your stalwartness, Warden. Are there any others who wish to speak, either on the behalf of or otherwise, for what Alfonso is being accused of here?
I would like to
speak
say
again,
something.
if possible. You may go first.
I'd like everybody to know the 2 beautiful beasts from Chrome were burnt on that day. And this was held against our knowledge. Chrome demands penance.
It wasn't held against your knowledge, and the Merchant Guild or I am willing to either gather, collect, or pay whatever necessary damages that were caused by that day. Whatever you guys see necessary, I'll do for Babylon.
Holy
Chrome,
shit.
Thank you, Chrome.
Edgar's here too.
Lucian, you have something to say.
What is being accused here today is tantamount to treason. But what is treason if not revolution through a different lens? They drove no machine of war, but a mirror of Babylon's own iron heart, to show us the strength of our will. If Babylon cannot survive a single tank, perhaps it is us who is on trial. I think their intent was one of actualization. That is all.
We are not a military base.
I have 2 questions.
Sister Anya, please.
Did you harm anyone, baby?
I believe somebody was hurt, yes. Luciano, right? Was shot?
He was shot.
That is correct.
Was that your intention is my other
Absolutely not. No. Intention was just to provide a more realistic attack.
Okay, I understand. I got one more thing to say. So per our codex, it says we're not supposed to question leadership. So if they made this decision, why are we questioning our leadership?
That's not valid when no one knew they were doing it. They claim they're testing.
I'm just going by what the codex says, baby.
can be confusing, I imagine, in this particular situation. And of course, Sister Anya, your question does carry weight. However, above all else, do not commit nor conspire to commit any harm or injury to any Babylonians or Babylonian industry. That is what we must keep in mind, and that is what we are focused on in the present moment. Gigi, what must you say?
Hello. I come with the medical report from that day, just to make clear what any actual injuries were. Luciano was shot in the head, however, the bullet grazed him. It did not enter his skull. That was the only injury caused by the tank that was written in the reports for that day.
I just think that accountability needs to be taken here. All right, I think that that's the biggest thing. However, Speedy and Clevin were both blown up from the red vehicle that they came flying in towards that nobody knew about as well either. And I'll be honest, all right, and I'll take accountability for this. I shot at that vehicle because once I seen, both two Babylonians standing behind the blown up high tower or bruiser, to me it looked like they were, enemies, possibly maybe clowns. So I tried to aim for the tire, and I think that I possibly may have hit someone in the vehicle. And if I did, that is an apology there. But that is
Jesus,
again something that we didn't know there.
Stop blabbering, please.
But I'm just saying that we need to take accountability. Yeah.
Jesus, please take your role seriously.
Whatever comes my way, I'll take full responsibility for it.
Alfonso, we thank you for standing so stalwartly before us on this day. You are free to take a seat, and we shall read out the verdict following the questioning of our final accused. Lang Buddha, please approach the stage.
Just to add some context here, to avoid a confusion, the Marduk is obviously charged for the same charges as Fons on the same day.
Here we go.
But he is also being charged for a separate account that happened the day before. For the Marduk allegedly shot some type of firework launcher at the Red Keep, resulting in 2 injuries. That being Luciano and Clark. So the Marduk is in violation of I shall not commit nor conspire to commit any harm or injury to any Babylonian ×2, and I shall not commit nor conspire to commit any harm towards any Babylonian institution or New Babylon itself. 2 separate occasions. Thank you.
It was not a rocket launcher, it was a fireworks launcher. It shot fireworks, just to clarify.
Yep. Sorry for the confusion.
Lang Buddha, what say you to these charges that have been levied?
I'm guilty for all of it. I'm guilty for every single thing the accused stood here on this very ground and accused me of. But I'm also guilty of much more. You see, this all stemmed from a very big problem in New Babylon, a problem that I've attempted to ignore in hopes that people would come around or get their shit together or realize that they are a part of something much bigger than themselves. And naturally, this hope festered, eventually turning into anger and resentment. There was a point in time I did not wish to take the mantle of the Marduk again. When it was taken from me, it almost felt like a weight of the world taken off of my shoulders. And after a while of being a Babylonian citizen, hanging out with people in here, not as the Marduk, but just as a normal person, just like everybody else, and taking the time to think through what was asked of me, I decided, all right, I will take the mantle again. And on that very day in my speech, I said, you guys have asked for this. And now I will lead in the way that I lead. I will no longer attempt to approach situations differently for the sake of other people's feelings and opinions. You've asked me to come back here, and if I'm going to come back here, I'm going to do it the way I see fit. Days go by. Weeks go by. The infestation grows. The disease is growing. I'm attempting to ignore it. I'm convincing myself it's not as a big of a problem as it clearly is. And as a couple of days ago, it all came to head. You see, when I first approached Arush and Luciano, I did so as I do any other operation, business, or system in New Babylon. I ask, what the fuck have you been doing? What are your goals for the future? What are you doing to actually improve security and give it a name that can be respected in New Babylon, that can be upheld, that people can fear? And I was lied to. I was told, oh, we work every day, we train every day, we do these things every day. And the entire time I knew the truth. These people were infected with the same disease as many others are within New Babylon. And instead of taking accountability for it and admitting to being a human being and that everybody falls off the horse every once in a while, nope. I was met with resentment and anger. Because the men and women here are so incapable of being called out and taking accountability, of course, the natural reaction is to get aggressive. I am the Marduk, but I'm also much, much worse than that. And I told people I was not going to hold back anymore. So naturally, I want to prove a point. That security does nothing but hang out. It was an excuse made to be around the people they wish to be with the power of being able to do whatever they want, where no one can step to them. And as long as they keep the Marduk seemingly happy, he will never get on their backs. So when I spotted a few of the security hanging out on top of the Red Keep, I decided to test them and to see the level of alertness that they do have within New Babylon. So I started shooting fireworks in the direction. Now, naturally, our amazing and trained and capable security, what did they do? They jumped on top of the ledge, where the fireworks were coming from, and directly ate the impact of one and were flinged off of the tower. Now, did I think that my security was so stupid to run towards explosions like that? No. I did not. Now, do I regret even doing so? Fuck no, I don't. And I hope on their fall down to the fucking ground, they thought about how stupid and incapable they were of being security. The next day, I was contacted by some old friends I did favors for. And they said, hey, we got some equipment that you can borrow against the Faceless if you wish. We understand the power and the threat that they impose on you and your people. We wish to support it. I said to myself, this is a great opportunity to test my people even further. So I pulled Saab to the side and I said, hey, we're going to see what security really is about. And first we came by air. We brought down a helicopter. We started blasting and tearing this fucking place apart, and I enjoyed every fucking second of it. The reaction? Nothing. So we decided to fly away. We asked ourselves, what is the most vulnerable way to attack New Babylon? If we were to do it, then it would be from the rear, where there's no wall, from the water, where we can hide, where people cannot see us coming from. Naturally, we grabbed the boat. We drove it all the way up here to the fucking rear of this place, and again, unloaded fucking the fire of hell onto New Babylon. And not 1 second of regret while doing it. Then we decided, okay, Let's see how our security reacts if we attack them head on. Let's jump in this fucking tank, Saab. And go right to those fucking front doors and see what they're capable of doing if a tank were to arrive today. Again, no second of regret. After that, we drove back to Fort Zancudo, returned the equipment that was given to us. We hopped in some sort of red buggy, and I came driving back to New Babylon, and I came crashing through the front wall. Now, if my security is so stupid to put explosive bikes right behind a wall that's supposed to what? Hold people back? Why would you put explosive things behind it? Again, their capabilities and their intelligence, I severely overestimated. So as I crash into the wall slightly moves back a bit, hitting these two bikes, and boom, instant explosion. Now I stand here accused of these things, and I'm not scared to admit that I've done them, and I've done them with pride, and I do not regret a single second, because I am guilty of much more. I am guilty of allowing this disease, this infection of people coming in here, pretending they are all about New Babylon, pretending they are all about progression, pretending to give a damn about this place, but spend all their time mocking, scheming, planning, conniving, usurping. It's all about power. It's all about how can we get the vision of what we want here. It's all about not following the things Lankes says. Oh, I pretend I want it to be by my Marduk, but as long as he doesn't give me an order, I cannot follow because my ego is so fragile. I have no problem with it. But the minute he questions what I'm doing, I'm going to usurp because my ego cannot handle it. This disease is infecting all of us, everybody around me. I used to have a region before Eliza who I had so much faith in, saw so much potential in. He's fallen. He's fallen from the top of the very mountain I saw him climb. I saw security place two of the greatest leaders I've ever met in my life become nothing but lazy. All they give a fuck about is hanging out with their fucking friends. As long as they get to do that, who gives a fuck where they're at? I've seen plenty of people enter here with the hopes of starting something new, until within 2 days they fall back right to the sad sacks of shit they were before they walked in here. I see maybe 3 to 5 people who wake up with the energy to fucking put this fucking place on their backs and walk down that fucking path. And they do so with honor. They don't bitch, they don't moan. They are here for the real progression of New Babylon. They're not here for their own wants and their own needs. Those are the people I will die for, and I will do everything for to see that they succeed, even if it means sacrificing all of you fucking useless fucks. I will do it again and again and again. I have no regret. I have no remorse.
May God be with you, Leo.
There's a storm coming. Bigger than any of us can imagine. And all we're doing here is playing the game of social fucking construct. Among us is what we think we are, a town of Salem. Plotting and conniving. There's no honesty, there's no honor. As long as I am not challenged, I don't have an issue. But if you come to my front doorstep and ask me to be accountable, I will lash out like a child. You've all asked for this. You've all asked for me to be the Marduk again. And I'm simply leading in the way I see fit. And if you want to find me guilty for that, I don't give a fuck.
Do either of the scales of justice, to my left or to my right, have any questions here for our Marduk, Lang Buddha?
Yes, I have a quick question there. What's the point of the Codex then, if you don't have any regret or care for what you've done?
The point is literally what's happening right now, is it not?
I mean, yes, but you said that you would do it again and again.
Yes, I would do it again and again. If you could be a man and deal with that and follow the Codex, you be a man and you do it, but don't put that on me if you're a pussy.
I know no one dares challenge you. No one wants to risk it. It's safer to stay silent. to stay in your good graces or fly under the radar, but I can't do that and I won't. What you're doing is tearing apart everything that we're working for, and you're harming the very people who came here to build something better. And some of them, yeah, some of them are need guidance, sure, or are naive or reckless, but that doesn't mean they should be tested in ways that could kill them. And I understand why people fear you. You have a presence that commands obedience, and people will follow you down any path you set, even when it leads to their own ruin. And that kind of power is rare. And it makes you dangerous in a way no one else could be. But it also means your choices matter more than anyone else's. And every decision you make cuts deeper, and that the weight of all of that doesn't just go away. You're supposed to be the one who leads us through the chaos ahead, but instead, you're sending tanks and fireworks or rockets at your own people. And how are we supposed to survive what's coming if the danger's already coming from you, Lang? I'm here for New Babylon, and I believe in the vision that we're growing here. And that's the only reason I'm standing here saying this to you now. But it shouldn't be me who feels like I'm in the wrong for speaking up on everything that I saw this past week. I'm not the one doing the harm. I'm risking everything that I believe in to protect what we're building, even if that means that I'm standing here alone in front of you, and I know everybody behind me knows that it's wrong. Even if that makes me seem like a villain in your eyes, even if I'm the only one that has the courage to stand against you, testing us in a way that might kill people that are trying to build something that is beyond anything that we can even fathom. I don't understand that. I know what position this puts me in. Having the balls to come up here and challenge you when nobody else will. I wasn't gonna say anything to Saab. Saab can't make his own decisions. He listens to you. So I'm gonna speak to you directly.
Was there a question there?
Queenie, are we on trial? Are we being punished? Doesn't everybody here think it's wrong, therefore we're on trial?
Yeah, but I'm allowed to say my words about whatever this whole
everybody
situation
here is
is.
afraid to call us out for what we did.
Nobody has a fucking question for you guys, even though he says he'd do it again and again and again.
I was just questioned multiple times when I went up there.
I did.
This is no easy situation. Listen, the Codex clearly says that we should follow leadership, but yet we are in a situation where the accused is the Marduk. This is not easy for anyone. So, Queenie, unless you have an actual question, I thank you for your words, but we must move on.
You claim that somebody gave you the outside tools to come in here, and I just thought it was a tank. I wasn't aware it was the airplane or the boat as well. Who was it?
It was an organization called Darkstone.
Oh.
And in your mind, you're justified in possibly killing people just to prove a security isn't capable of protecting New Babylon?
I believe I just gave an entire speech outlining my very thinking.
But is me not following and catching you in the act mean that we were capable in doing something? Because without me finding out, this would have gone unnoticed. This trial wouldn't be happening right now. You wouldn't be standing in front of me.
Do you want credit for that? What are you asking?
Doesn't that mean that we aren't useless?
Oh, you are absolutely useless.
Is that right?
Correct. Ooh. Again, as I outlined in my speech, you all asked me to be the Marduk again. And I told you exactly how it's going to go down.
So I guess my last question would be, do you think you are above the Codex, son? Any Codex written, the past one, the future one, anything else, you're above it.
If I did, I would not be here.
Okay.
Now, I'm not quite sure about the legality of the Codex, but I do have a question for you, Marduk.
What is it, Jeff? Ask away.
Because of Queenie's keen eyes, she has spotted this situation. But if she hadn't, had you any intent, you and Saab, to let us New Babylonians know of the actions you've conducted?
Definitely not. I mean, the reality is you either were going to, well, not
That's a good
necessarily
question.
you, but security was either going to get their shit together or crumble.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Lang Buddha, I thank you for your impassioned speech.
You either remove me or understand I will not change the way that I lead. So you put up with it or have the balls to get rid of me.
From the New Babylonian writ of justice, should any violation of the Codex be found, a verdict will be rendered through the wisdom of New Babylon's sheriff and wardens. And if a trial is requested, then a solution will be found through the guidance of a council of judges. Appointed judges, sheriff, and wardens will exercise uniformity in procedure and punishment, for no one is above or beyond the Codex. I ask you all keep that in mind as we move forward with rendering these verdicts.
All right, Mr. Clark Mason. Your discipline is as follows. You have a 1 Babylari fee for your actions. You will also spend 30 minutes in the shame pit. And you will also give an apology to the Marduk for what you said there.
1 Babylari?
Luciano, you will also be fined 1 Babylari. Spend 30 minutes of your time inside the shame pit, and you will also apologize to the Marduk for your actions.
Al Saab, you are found guilty on this day. For your punishment, you will be sent to the island of Shamash as a temporary exile. No one is to communicate with you. You will be there till next Friday. You will be working there. You will rebuild the outpost out there. You will settle partially down on what it means to be the Merchant Guild, and I'll do all our training. Following this, you will be fined 100 Babylari for your ex.
Marduk, you are found guilty of all charges. To progress Babylon, you are sent underground until next Friday. On top of this, you are tasked to rebuild security from the ground up. Apologize, and you are also to be fined 100 Babylari.
We thank you all for your time. So ends the trial.
Thank you, Regent.
Thank you, Regent.
Thank you, Regent.
Sheriff Regent, Fonz, and Marduk, can we speak, please?